Hi, boys and girls. Since this week we are talking about movement and we're talking about baby animals, I found the perfect story for us, and it is about one of my favorite animals. Sloths Don't Run is the title. Written by Tori McGee, illustrated by Roxolana Panchishin. Do you remember what illustrated means? Illustrated. That's right, that means they did the pictures. All right, here we go. Sloths don't run. Somewhere in the rainforest, high up in a tree, there lives a pleasant sloth named Hank and a clever moth named Dee. They live their lives quite leisurely. What do you think leisurely means? Well, there's a clue. Sleeping lots and moving slow. They climb down from their tall tree home once every week or so. In real life, sloths only get down, like they said, once a week to use the bathroom. They don't do it up in the tree. So they really do hang out up in that tree and sleep a lot. Hank's always been quite happy with his laid-back style of living, but lately he's been thinking that there might be something missing. While moving slow and sleeping is how most sloths spend their days, recently Hank asked himself, could I maybe change my ways? You see, Hank knows that sloths aren't the most athletic creatures. He wonders, though, could I go fast with some training and some sneakers? One day while hanging in the tree, Hank makes a big decision. He's nervous of what Dee might think, but decides to share his vision. All day I watch jaguars as they run from place to place. This year I'd like to join them for the Great Rainforest Race. Dee isn't sure of Hank's grand plan. She says it's a no-go. Hank, it's not a good idea. Sloths don't run, didn't you know? Sure, jaguars are natural athletes, and they seem to move with ease. But with practice I can do it, Hank claims. Come with me, Dee, won't you please? Hank climbs down from his tree, gripping tightly with his claws. Then he laces up all 4 sneakers, 1 shoe for each of his paws. Dee isn't sure about Hank's plan, but now what can she say? She decides she'll support her friend each step along the way. And so begins Hank's training for his big rainforest run. But unlike the sporty jaguars, Hank isn't having any fun. Look, he's sweating. This running stuff is such hard work. I'm tired, Hank says to Dee. I think I'll jog just a bit more, and then we'll head back to the tree. Each day, Hank and Dee come down to practice for the race. Eventually, Hank finds the joy, along with his happy pace. It's here, today's the day, the Great Rainforest Race. The animals toe the starting line. Hank and Dee each take their place. The toucan shouts, ready, set, go! And the animals take off fast. Hank and Dee start slowly. Other racers run right past. Those are some pretty fast animals. The jaguars take off in a hurry. The monkeys aren't far behind as the animals come racing by. Only finishing is on Hank's mind. Hank knows this slow and steady pace will get them to the line, so they press on toward the finish, taking one step at a time. Da-doom, 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 da-doom. Midway, they fall into last place. They're on the course alone. But that doesn't matter so much to them. They're in a race of their own. They inch their way toward the finish, slow and steady as they've been. And in the end, they're greeted with their very own kind of win. You see, they didn't finish first. In fact, they took last place, but they learned an important lesson, more important than any race. Hank learned a lesson in courage, that it comes straight from the heart, and Dee learned that sometimes winning is just having the courage to start. Later, they returned up high to a life of leisure in their tree. Leisure must mean like relaxing and easiness. On nice days, they still go jogging, just Hank and his pal Dee. The end. What a great lesson. They learned that they can just have fun along the way and that it's not about getting first at the finish line. Students, move at your own pace and move how you like. I hope you enjoyed that story.